Look around, weak men are everywhere. Probably you know a few. Maybe you are one. Soft, passive, following orders, watching others take what they want whilst you sit back and make excuses. You trade dignity for comfort, sacrifice ambition for approval, and wonder why you never rise above mediocrity. But the rich and powerful, they don't play by the same rules. They don't wait for permission. They take what they want. Elon Musk didn't inherit power. He built Tesla and SpaceX, taking risks that most men would run away from. Donald Trump turned his family name into a global empire. Andrew Tate and Iman Gadzhi went from broke nobodies to running multi-million-dollar networks. And then there's Mafia, men who started with nothing, built their empires through loyalty, strategy, and sheer dominance. This isn't about glorifying crime. It's about understanding the mentality that separates the powerful from the powerless. Today we're breaking down the 4 core traits of the Mafia mentality. Traits that history's most influential men have used to rise above the weak. Let's get into it. Trait 1, loyalty. No empire is built by a single man. You need allies, connections, and people you can trust to reach the top. Loyalty is a non-negotiable because the higher you climb, the more enemies you make. Weak men will try to pull you down. Cowards will betray you for a quick dollar. That's why the Mafia values loyalty above everything. They know that in a world full of snakes, your inner circle is your shield. Compare this to the average man who surrounds himself with people who secretly resent his ambition and try to pull him down whenever he tries to start something new. He calls them friends, but they're just anchors keeping him from rising. Now look at Vito Corleone from The Godfather. His power didn't just come from his wealth, it came from the loyalty he commanded. He helps people when they needed him, and in return, they stood by him through everything. His real strength was in his network. Trait 2, ruthlessness. The world respects power, and power doesn't come from being nice, it comes from being ruthless. Now let's be clear, being ruthless doesn't mean being evil. It doesn't mean hurting people for no reason. But it does mean putting yourself and your mission first. Weak men hesitate, they worry about hurting feelings. Strong men do what needs to be done. The average guy spends his life trying to please everyone, afraid to make enemies, scared of confrontation. He apologizes for taking up space, for wanting more, for being ambitious. Contrast that with someone like Steve Jobs, ruthless in his vision. He fired people if they didn't make the cut. He pushed boundaries and he demanded excellence. He wasn't nice, but he built one of the most valuable companies in history. Or take Tywin Lannister from the Game of Thrones. He didn't let his emotions cloud his decisions. He understood that power isn't given, it's taken. He eliminated threats before they could become problems. He played the long game, and he ensured his family always stayed in control. His ruthlessness made him feared, respected, and almost untouchable. Trait 3, manipulation. Some men try to dominate the world with brute force, and it fails, because power isn't just about strength, it's about strategy. The average guy talks too much, overshares his plans, and plays all his cards at once. He wants validation, so he gives away leverage. And when things don't go his way, he resorts to anger and force, both of which make him easy to control. Now take someone like Frank Underwood from the House of Cards. Every move is calculated. He listens more than he speaks. He doesn't react emotionally, he pulls the strings behind the scenes. He understands what makes people tick and uses it to his advantage. Even in business, successful entrepreneurs like Elon Musk know how to capture public attention, manipulate narratives, and have people hanging on their every word. Trait 4, ambition. The weak are satisfied with good enough, but the powerful, they want more. Not just money, freedom, control, legacy. The average man plays his life safe, takes the first job that pays the bills, stays in the same town he grew up in, and spends his nights watching Netflix instead of doing anything meaningful. He never steps outside his comfort zone, and then he wonders why his life feels stagnant. Then you look at someone like Ghost from Power. He started in the streets, but he wasn't content with being just a hustler. He wanted legitimacy, power, and a future beyond what he was given. He was willing to sacrifice, strategize, and make ruthless decisions in order to climb the ladder. While others stayed stuck in the same cycle, he played the long game, thinking 5 steps ahead. That's why he controlled the board while others were just pieces on it. Let's be clear, this isn't about promoting violence or blind ambition at all costs. This is about understanding the mindset that creates power. The mindset that helps you to build influence, command respect, and get what you want in life. You don't need to be a mafia boss or a kingpin in a drug ring to gain influence and control. You just need to think like one. Most men will choose the easy road. They'll stay weak, broke, and controlled because they're too afraid to take what they want. But if history shows us anything, it's the men that embrace these traits, the ones that build loyalty, act ruthlessly, master influence, and chase ambition without fear, are the ones who shape the world. So the question is, will you be another nameless man, or will you be the one writing the story? The choice is yours.